Life is all about reinventing, revisiting, rediscovering, and telling stories that are untold. I know we have visited the transatlantic slave trade in Africa, in Nigeria, and in Badagry in particular. Today we are going to be visiting the Brazilian Barracu Saraki Williams Abbas Slave Museum. This is another interesting episode of your show, Getting Real with Fina. And as usual, I am your host, Fina Akinye. Please join us as we visit one of the cells that those slaves were kept in those days. Mr. Nago, good afternoon.
You're welcome, madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the second time or the third time.
This is the third time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, you're here to see what we have.
Yes, exactly. I can see that you have a lot of...
You're welcome.
Yeah, we want to revisit what we came for before. The last time I came, we did not cover the Barracu Museum. And I'm already scared. I don't know why.
Don't be afraid.
But I'm already scared.
At least you're not a slave now. And the Barracu, that means a slave sale. Fine. But thank God, physical slave trading is not going on anymore. No. At least people are not with chains.
Okay, anymore.
Okay?
Yeah.
Anymore. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
This compound in Badagry is called Saraki Abbas compound. Okay. But all over the world, they call this compound the Brazilian Barracu of Saraki Williams Abbas. A Barracu means a slave sale. But you see, during the slave trade, there were many Barracuns in Badagry. But the British destroyed every other barracks because the African chiefs refused to stop.
Even after the trade?
Even after the trade. It was in 1863 that the British destroyed every other barrack. But this is the only one we have today, called the Brazilian Barracu of Saraki Williams Abbas. Okay. There are 40 rooms in this compound. And in each of those rooms, they kept 40 slaves. Minimum.
How big is the room? Are they as
It's
big?
about 9 feet by 9.
And you have 40 human
and
beings.
A room has 2 rooms. So they kept 40 in the first room, another 40 in the inner room. When we get there, we'll talk more.
To keep up with the show, visit www.touretv.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ToureSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Touche TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Touche TV. We love to hear from you.
Now, you see, a barracoon, originally the first room they are standing was referred to as the inspection room.
Okay.
When slaves come, when the Europeans come to buy the slaves, this is where they stay. Now, the person in charge of the barracoon was referred to as the overseer. The overseer will go into the inner room, bring the slaves out here, and this is where the Europeans inspect the slaves. They inspect
this tiny room.
No, yes, ma'am. They inspect the eyes, the dentition, like when you go to buy your horse or a ram, to be sure they are strong, you check the eyes, the dentition, you heat them in the stomach. But in the middle of the 19th century, there were so many slaves around, so they were no more inspecting them in the first room, they were inspecting the slaves in the compound. So they kept 40 slaves in the first room. 40
slaves here.
Another
40
slaves,
human beings here.
Another 40 human beings in the inner room, making 80. Now, hear this. The slaves urinate to themselves, they excrete to themselves. When the women have their menstrual cycle or menstrual period, they do it to themselves. I know you are sweating already, just like I am.
Yes.
Now imagine 80 human beings.
Yes.
Now I told you that the value of an umbrella was 40 slaves. Now, I don't know if you have noticed in Africa that whenever the king or the chief is walking on the street, someone usually carry an umbrella over their head.
Yes.
The idea started during the slave trade. The umbrella distinguishes them. It shows their status in the society. It shows how important they were. An umbrella was given to Saraki Williams Abbas in exchange for 40 slaves. And I want you to carry the umbrella from here, ma'am, to see how...
Even looking at it, you see that it's different from... Oh my!
Now, the reason why I asked you to carry the umbrella is for you to know how heavy it is.
Yeah.
And a slave will have to carry the umbrella for as long as the chief is outside. Slaves work on the plantations for 18 hours. During harvest, they work for 20 hours. So it's even a privilege for you to be the one carrying the umbrella over the head of the chief. it was as crazy as that.
Obviously.
Now, this is a picture of the man that on his compound called Syracuse Williams Abbas.
Okay.
But you see, his own story was an unusual story because he became very, very great. He was a slave taken to Brazil.
Yeah.
But there in Brazil, now let's talk about his name. His first owner was Abbas. Abbas sold him to a white man called William, so they call him Williams.
Yeah, you
Abbas.
said that.
Now, the first thing they took away from the slaves with their identity. A slave don't have a name. They bear their owner's name or the name their owner gives to them. It's part of the problem we have in the Americas, that the descendants of the slaves in the Americas find it difficult for them to trace their road back to Africa. Had it been the Europeans allowed them to bear their names, it would have been easy for them today to trace their road back. But they're all having their blood DNA tested today. But it is very, very expensive. Now, take about Kuwait, alright, this is what his handwriting looked like. But he ruled Badagry from 1895 till his death in 1919. This was him here. In 1895, he became the ruler of Badagry. These are his council members.
That is the umbrella.
The umbrella I showed you.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
that's the same umbrella.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I see that gold kind of here. That's it. Wow.
Now let's go into the inner
I'm happy I touched that live.
Wear the ankle shackle. Now it's called the ankle shackle. So they still have to wear this on the wounds.
Almost all their lives.
The major characteristics of a slave was that a slave cannot complain. We complain about everything, but slaves don't complain.
I think that's one thing I'm going away from here with.
The will of the slave is their master's will. They don't have their own will.
Oh my God.
That is why it's good for young people to learn what happened during the slave trade.
Yeah.
So that they make Africa a better place. We have gone through hell. Unfortunately, it seems we are still going through the same hell. But there's hope.
Mr. Anagon, I'm not a slave. Can you please quickly remove this?
Okay, sorry, madam.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This.
I think it had not been on us for 2 minutes.
Yes, and I'm complaining.
And the slave have to wear this for 18 hours more. In 1895, when the British made him the ruler of Badagry, 1895 to 2014, make us to understand that this cloth is 119 years old. 119 years old, 1895 to 2014. And it's the same cloth it was putting on in the black and white picture. Now, Governor McGregor of the colony of Lagos gave him this type of office, recognizing him as the paramount ruler of the whole of the colony. I
don't know, suddenly there's this fear in me right now. There's this pain. There's this pain in my heart right now.
Is the spiritual in you that is unfolding, okay, because these things were real, okay. Now his house, Syracuse Abbas' house, I told you his house collapsed in 1995.
Yes.
Now this was what the house looked like.
Okay, this is the house where I have a brick of now.
Yes. The building collapsed in 1995. It was built for Syracuse Abbas in 1847 by his Brazilian friends. The entrance door to the house is what we kept here. And you can see, I told you I picked so many of the bricks.
Yes.
Now, see the bricks. Like I told you why I picked them, because Europeans come to pick, so there must be something important about the bricks. That's why I kept them here. Kept so many of them.
And why is this woman's mouth?
Now, what we have here is called the iron muzzle. IronMuzzle. It has a padlock at the back of the head connected to the chain around the slave's neck. It was a type of mouth lock. Now the why is that they lock the mouth of slaves to prevent them from eating any of the farm products. They don't want them to eat the sugar cane on the farm. They don't want them to eat their banana, despite the fact that those items were planted by the slaves. And it was not just slaves that work on the plantations or on the farm that they lock their mouth. They also lock the mouth of slaves that work in the kitchen. They don't want them to taste their food too.
Oh my God, food that I am cooking, I cannot taste it.
Now, during the slave trade, kings were captured as slaves, chiefs were captured, princes, princesses, anyone could have been captured. In the case of this chief, rather than being captured as a slave, he got a knife in his hand, he decided to kill himself, rather than being captured as a slave. But this story is even more pathetic because slaves fall in love. In the case of the man and woman, they are both slaves on the same slave plantation, but they fell in love and decided that for them to live their life, have their own children, they must escape. So they plan, and of course their plan worked. But the slave traders, the masters themselves, are conscious of slaves who try to escape. So they have certain dogs called greyhounds or killer dogs. Now these dogs are trained to hunt down runaway slaves. Even if you dig the ground to hide yourself, these dogs have the ability to smell you out, even if you dig the ground. According to the storyline, The man escaped, but the dog, the greyhounds, caught up with them. But you see, the man was strong enough to kill one of the killer dogs, but eventually they were both killed by the dogs, and they continued their love life in paradise. Now, when they torture a slave, they make sure other slaves are there to watch. The reason why they do that was to put fear in their hearts, and there are times that slaves are tortured or beaten to death by the ones on the floor.
To keep up with the show, visit www.toursTV.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at TourSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Touche TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Touche TV. We love to hear from you.
Now, the cloth you are looking at is over 130 years. In Yoruba language, this cloth is called Ashwetu.
Okay.
Okay, but the style is Agbada.
Okay.
Now, one major difference between the cloth you are putting on and mine and this cloth is that it was not sewn with any machine. It was hand sewn.
Really?
All the design were done with the hand. Now, look at the seam. You can see the hem. You can see they are done with the hem.
Oh, yes.
And when you look at the design, you will notice that they're not very perfect like that of the machine.
Yeah, but they are even better. They're even better than machine.
Wow,
And then who wore this?
Seriki Williams Abbas.
Wow.
Now, look at the size of his pocket. Now, the size of Seriki Abbas' pocket in this cloth shows how wealthy he must have been, because you need enough space to carry your cowrie shells.
Because they don't have banks then.
There are no banks. The banks, some of them even dig the ground to hide their money. We dug some cowries recently from this compound, close to Seriki Abbas' house. Over 1,000 cowries. And I told him that Seriki Abbas must have buried that there. Now, look at the pocket. See how huge it is. And I think a baby could be hidden in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. And the box is his.
Yeah. This is his box.
All his things are there.
His other clothes are there.
I wish my grand or great grandfather's things can still be.
Now they kept 40 slaves here, another 40 slaves.
slaves, yeah.
Now women are kept here. The other room where we came from, they
from
kept the men there. So, but you see, they kept the children with the women. So if you have 80 women here, 40 slaves here, another 40 slaves in the inner room.
With their children.
It's possible that there might be about 10 children here. But the question is this: how many of the children would have survived? Now look at the roof again. Come in and look at the roof. We still try to keep the same old roof. Okay. Now you know 50 cent. 50
Yes.
cent. Okay. Now if his ancestors had returned back, probably would have been born somewhere here in Africa.
Really?
Okay. Among them is this man that is very popular in Yoruba land. He's called Chief Darosha. Darosha was a slave in Brazil, but you see, he became great and he traced his root. He settled down in Lagos Island. His house in Lagos Island is called the Water House. Even till today, the Water House. His house was the first house to have a running tap water and a fountain.
Oh.
This is Chief Darosha. And these are pictures of some of Seriki Abbas' children that we are able to find.
And that's Seriki Abbas.
This picture was taken in 1952. He's called Alhaji Abu. He's one of the children of Seriki Abbas.
And he wore
the same
cloth.
Yes, ma'am.
Is still
He
there.
became the Seriki of Badagry that time.
Okay, then who is this
This was
person?
the first child of Seriki Abbas.
Wow.
The first child.
The first child and the first daughter.
Yeah, of Seriki Abbas. And these are some of
these
the
are
ways
all
that the slaves were
tortured.
tortured that time. Now, Seriki Williams Abbas died 11 June 1919. When he died, he was buried by his Brazilian friends, the Muslim community and his family. Let's quickly see where he was buried by his friends. That was Seriki Abbas Court, where he passed his judgment on all the villages and towns they were under Badagry that time. I told you that his house collapsed.
Yes, I can still see
The
bricks.
building is behind. That's where the building used to stand.
Okay.
It collapsed in 1995.
Okay.
Okay.
Recently. And this is the grave.
Now, he died 11 June 1919. When
Okay.
he died, he was buried here by his Brazilian friends, the Muslim community in Badagry, and his family.
Okay.
For someone to have something like this before him that time shows how prominent or important he must have been. Okay, now we'll go in now.
Into the
Yeah, to see where he was buried.
watch out. We're still on that topic, the transatlantic slave trade. And if you notice, we have another tourist guide, Mr. Stephen, who is taking us to another part of the whole history. This time, the point of no return. But we shall return to your show, Getting Real with Fina.
To keep up with the show, visit www.toursTV.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at TourSpace.tv. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Tours TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Tours TV. We love to hear from you.
We just got to the jetty of the point of no return. It may look scary, but we must do what we will do. Do not forget, this is your show, the real show where we talk about the real topics with the real people for the real people. Getting Real with Fina. Let's get to the point of no return. Immediately after you get to the jetty, this is surely what you are going to see next. This is an description of what we are expecting to see in this scenario, like a forest. And after this, we are still going to see, I think, one more of this. And then the most interesting part, we are going to see a well. And that well is called the Athanasian well. That is where our forefathers drank water. And after drinking that water, they lose their memories. They forget about their names, especially when English name is being given to them. They forget about their roots. And after that, we get to the journey of the unknown. A sad one, but we must do what we must do. Talk the real talk. For the real people, with the real people. Getting Real with Fina. You know, I said there that we're going to see more of that kind of inscriptions. So this is another inscription of the point of no return. You can imagine in those days, all these places where there are sugarcane farm. Yes, this is where they did the sugarcane farming. This is where their legs and hands were bounded in chains. They were flogged. And I understand that on the road, some of the slaves die. And I understand also that when some of them die on the road, on this long journey, that even 7 people will be buried in one shallow grave. Oh, it was a terrible thing. We are gradually approaching the Athanasian well, which is what is also very dear to my heart, because I understand in those days when they get to the Athanasian well, they are meant to drink the water so that they can forget about where they are coming from. Tell us a little bit about this well, because I understand when our forefathers drank from this water, they forget. Is that true?
Yeah. What really happened is that when slaves are being, coming from the jetty side there to the, or not to the point of no return, they discovered that it's not an easy thing for the master to take the slaves down to their place. So they have to dig a well. So they dug the well and add some charm into it.
But the whites didn't have charm.
It's the African charm.
Okay.
The chiefs, they are the one who put the charm into the well. Okay. So they are doing that so that to prevent and to protect their business, so that the slaves will not harm their masters on their way going, and so that they will be easy. It will be easier for the masters to control the slaves.
And then, is it true that drinking this water makes one to forget everything?
That is what we are being told.
But has any of you drunk?
Who is going to do that?
So can I drink from it? I'm a very curious person.
No problem, but it's been written, and everybody knows that this well is not ordinary well that people can come and play with.
Really? And this is what we are just standing by.
You can see. So they use the calabash to bring the water out.
But don't you think they were just doing that or saying that to put a fear on the slaves so that they really think they don't remember
It
anything?
happened.
Because I know if as a child or as a teen I travel to another country, after some time I think I will forget my route. Don't you think so? I think it's a natural
It's
thing.
a natural thing.
And you know, then we didn't really have records like we have
No.
today, you know. Because I'm just imagining how an ordinary water will make me forget my route.
Not really what they are trying to say.
Okay.
What they are doing is that they don't want the slaves to fight against their masters.
Okay. So by the time the slave walked down here, okay, this is the third block we are seeing today now. And I noticed that the walking, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted. So I imagine people in shackles, in chains, how they walk this walk. This is point of no return, journey to the unknown. Oh, wow. So tell us more about this.
Yeah. When their masters, when they arrive here with the slaves, it's telling them that they are already at the point of no return.
Yeah.
So they now move straight down and take them into the ship.
Okay, can we be going as we are talking? Okay, so they take them to the ship. At this point, there are ships waiting.
Waiting for the slaves.
Waiting for the slaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the act there.
Yeah.
Telling the slaves.
At this time, these slaves are still beaten, they are still crying, they are chained. Oh. But at this point, they've drank that Athanasian water. And according to history, they forget their senses. We are walking now. With pains, of course. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. In as much as we still have slavery in our society, in our homes, like the domestic house helps and all that, even with our own children, but I still thank God that this part of slavery is eradicated, because this is so, the agony is too much. But I imagine how you people feel as the indigenous of Badagry, Calabar, and some parts of Lagos. Is it Lagos or so? Where they have history, they still have things to show us that these things actually happen. How do you people feel? How do you see life in general? I've asked this question before and I'll keep asking it.
Actually, it's not a good thing that happened right there, but you don't have to tell the story about it.
About it.
The mistake that our forefathers have made, that we took
to this point. But at the time they get to this point, they don't really know what is going on. They don't really know, because they've lost their senses, they've lost their mind. And what is this sign now?
This signifies that the men should be on the single file and the women
be on another file.
Yeah. So just to know the numbers of the women, the numbers of the men. So they will now be lining them into the ship. But before they get into the ship, the small boat, they will first of all use the small boat, the smaller boat, because the big ship cannot come
to the shore.
Sure, there, because there was no anchor.
Okay.
No, they don't have anchor there.
Okay. Oh. What we are feeling today, as in the breeze, the atmosphere is beautiful, but this is not the same feeling they had those days. They had the feelings of fear, of an unknown journey.
They don't know exactly
where they are going to. So this is the end of the journey. This is where they are taking to the Caribbean, to Brazil, to America, to United Kingdom.
To keep up with the show, visit www.touristtv.tv. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at TouristPaceTV. Join the conversation on social media and like us on Facebook at Official Touch TV. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Official Touch TV. We love to hear from you.
We have been talking about the transatlantic slave trade in Africa, Nigeria, and in Badagry in particular. We must at this point advise that we should embrace total freedom from around us, from our society, our homes, our schools, our offices. Please, this is very, very important. Once again, I'd like to remind you that this is the real show where we talk about the real stories, the real things, to the real people. You are the real people. I remain myself, your host, the real Fina of Re Owobu Akimie.